You hear that, Donnie? You better get used to it.
Spokesperson Alina Habba, she was in the courtroom today. Sounds like the judge is serious, Alina, and it sounds like the double standard has gotten worse.
It has, Sean. There's no other way of saying it. We've seen it time and time again, as you're seeing with the comments that you made. We've got witnesses that are allowed to talk and go on MSNBC or MSDNC, as my client likes to call it, CNN, and talk about my client, talk about this case, but for some reason he can't talk. That doesn't make any sense. And then you layer that with a judge who has clear ambitions and political motivations. He's threatening to throw a former president, and as he acknowledged, most importantly today in the courtroom while I was there, was shocking. But he did, and he recognized it and then threatened to put him in jail for speaking. He didn't even speak, frankly, Sean. He reposted things that other people said, and that in itself he called contempt.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Alina, we're watching this all unfold before our eyes. I feel like we're living in a third world country.
Double standard, dual system of justice, sad times for our country. We'll get to those. That's Alina Habba, Trump's legal something. And not only is everything she said a lie, but she's freaking out. Trump is headed for jail, and as tough as Tiny Fingers tries to sound, his sphincter is tighter than a snare drum. And for the record, the polls are turning Biden's way. He's leading the Ipsos Quinnipiac polls, and RFK Jr. and protests aren't going to change that. Americans that aren't insane are getting the point. And the point is, Trump is a clear danger to America.
The Holy Bible and the voices of famed evangelical people and
not just his cognitive decline. Trump has laid it all out. This dried up skin tag wants to take America the same place he took his businesses, right down the shit, promising to deport the millions of Americans actually working in this country and threatening to shoot them at the border. He calls them terrorists, but of course, he would know what a terrorist looks like.
Here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Trump is headed to jail because he can't shut his sociopathic hole. He's been threatening judges, prosecutors, jurors, and the whole country.
And when you see them cheating, you get out there and start screaming.
If this Judge Chutkan in D.C., this federal judge, if she puts him in jail pending appeal before the election, the country's going to burn.
In the good old days, this doesn't happen because they used to treat them very, very rough. And when they protested once, they would not do it again so easily.
But when Thumbface and Trump's spokehole complain about 2 tiers of justice, they're right. But not like they mean. Any other mope would be sucking institutional air, but not fatty bananas. Think about it. If Trump were president and Obama told 5,000 black people to storm the Capitol, you think we'd be talking about the possibility of jail?
What the hell did you just say?
There is a 2-tier justice system, and Trump is the huge beneficiary. His judicial appointments are stalling the other 3 trials with the hope that he'll be elected president and the charges will disappear. And the Supreme Court is entertaining not only the idea of immunity for Trump for his actions surrounding the stolen documents and attacking the Capitol, but the possibility he could assassinate a political rival. I'm not kidding.
If the president decides that his rival is a corrupt person and he orders the military or orders someone to assassinate him, is that within his official acts that for which he can get immunity?
It would depend on the hypothetical, but we can see that could well be an official act.
How high are these people? Can you see another defendant asking the Supreme Court for immunity?
See which way the wind is blowing.
In case you forgot, the only reason Junior isn't in jail for colluding with the Russians at the Trump Tower meeting is the law says you have to know what you're doing, and this twit clearly doesn't.
I hope Trump comes.
I'm gonna punch him out. This is my moment. I've been waiting for this. For trespassing on Capitol grounds. I'm gonna punch him out. I'm gonna go to jail. And I'm gonna be happy.
Trump is a criminal defendant, and the charges aren't some left-wing conspiracy. He's being indicted by grand juries from New York to Georgia. Regular people, not prosecutors, are saying you're a criminal. And both states are over 45% Republican. So if the jury is all Democrats, like Trump says, your lawyers suck at voir dire. So let's recap. This is the first ever criminal trial of a former U.S. president and the first of Trump's 4 indictments to go to trial. So Trump's first criminal trial is full of terms you don't typically hear in a legal proceeding. The allegations are that Trump falsified his company records to conceal the nature of hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, the porn star who said she slept with Trump because he promised he'd put her on Celebrity Apprentice. He didn't. But she shrugged and went on with her life until Trump's creeps started effing with her.
You are going to be known as that person who slept with Donald Trump.
Probably just as much as it would bother anybody. Nobody wants that. I was like, of all the people, why did it have to be him? Like, there were some pretty hot celebrities I slept with too. And no, I won't tell you who, Imagine like the worst sexual experience you've ever had in your life, and that's the one on TV.
So what exactly is hush money? Well, it's money paid so someone will keep information secret. In other words, money that a person pays someone to hush up. It's not brain surgery, but here's where the crime is. There were 3 payments made on Trump's behalf to hush infidelity claims during the 2016 presidential campaign. There's a National Enquirer's $30,000 payment to a Trump Tower doorman to shut up, a $150,000 payment to former Playboy model Karen McDougal to do the same, and the $130,000 that Trump's fixer Michael Cohen arranged for Stormy. Paying hush money isn't illegal on its face, but these payments made to suppress stories about Trump were illegal campaign contributions, and it's all in the timing. If Trump had wanted to silence Stormy 10 years earlier, that's not a crime, but that's not what he did. Michael Cohen, Trump's consigliere, pleaded guilty in 2018 to a federal campaign violation. Apparently, there was no immunity for Michael, so he went to a federal prison. The National Enquirer, also on the hot seat, cut a deal in exchange for its cooperation. The FEC fined them $187,000, declaring that Karen McDougal's deal was a prohibited corporate in-kind contribution. Then there's catch and kill, which, for the record, isn't Kristi Noem's new dog walking service. What happens in a catch and kill is tabloids typically pay sources for information they end up publishing, something which regular newspapers never do. Catch and kill is when a tabloid newspaper, such as the National Enquirer, buys up damaging information about somebody, then demands that they sign a non-disclosure agreement to prevent them from taking that information or that story to someplace else. And the tabloid kills the story, like it never happened.
I don't like to kiss and tell, but I'm not okay lying.
And the former National Enquirer publisher, who might have the perfect name for this entire saga, David Pecker, testified that he agreed to be the eyes and ears of Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. Now, under this deal, Pecker said he notified Cohen of all the women who were seeking to sell stories about Trump so Trump's team could take them off the market or kill them in some manner. Pecker wasn't new to this. He'd done it for Schwarzenegger and Tiger Woods, and his testimony was brutal. Bottom line, the timing shows what Trump was trying to do. It had been 10 years since sex with Stormy, and the payoff right before the election, plus Cohen's testimony, tells it all. So start freaking out, Trumpers. Fatty Bananas is headed inside, and even sooner if he doesn't shut his hole. But don't despair, he'll soon have some company.
Don't do this to me.
Oh, we're doing it.
Who's with me?
Hi, what's up?
I want to be a dictator.
On speed or something.
Time to pack it up.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Am I wrong?
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
Thank you so much for watching. You know, YouTube frequently penalizes my videos for taking on controversial subjects, hurting our ability to earn ad revenue, which we use to hire more hosts and make more videos. We think it's so important to make these videos now and expose a Republican cult. So please join us on Patreon. The link is in the comments. We literally can't make these without you. Thank you so much. For Really American Media,
All of a sudden, this guy is like amped. I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.